Ho, 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 crafty friends! Can you believe we are already to day 10? And today we are making glitter ornaments! Apologize in advance, your house is gonna be sparkly. It is time! The moment that every crafter waits for. It is time to bring out the glitter! I highly recommend that you do this craft on a piece of paper or a plate or some other surface that is very easy to scoop up and clean. Otherwise, you will have glitter everywhere. And once you have it someplace, you will never, ever, 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 ever get rid of it. So, all right, so we have these little plastic ornament shapes, and we are going to decorate these up. Super customizable. There's a lot of different options for you. First thing we need to do is pull off the protective covering that is on this ornament. This is the tricky part and the part I absolutely hate. I usually just use my fingernail and scratch a couple of times, and generally I can find an edge to pull off. Now there's a piece of this plastic adhesive on both sides, so these ornaments are actually crystal clear once you have them off. You are welcome to just take it off of one side and then decorate that, and then wait and take it off the other side and decorate the other side. Your call there. You can decorate just one side, or you can do both. I'm going to do both. What I'm going to do is write something on one side and then add my glitter on the other. So it'll give a little bit of a 3D effect, and I'll be able to write a cool little message. These things are also very staticky, so just be aware. All right, so I've got my acrylic paint pen here. Give it a shake, make sure it's ready to go. And most of these pens, you have to push to start. So again, piece of paper or something. We're going to give it some pumps to get that ink flowing. Oh, there it is. I'm just going to use black today. You can also use your glue to write things and then sprinkle the glitter on top of that if you want something super sparkly. I'm going more for definition, so that's why I am just going to add some fun pattern and design on the front. Here we go. I'm going to use both my black and my white ones because I am feeling that way. And I'm going to, pardon my handwriting, I'm just going to write trying to think how I want to make this look pretty. I'm not very good when it comes to the pretty of writing. Ooh, and I didn't space that out very well either. Snow. Although don't actually let it snow. I am not ready for snow yet. And then I'm going to draw a little snowflake up here. Very, very funny looking snowflake, but we are going to add some design here. That works. I'm not going to, oh, I am, however, going to finish my 6 ones. Ta-da! The acrylic paint markers do dry relatively quickly. It takes them a little bit longer when they're on a plastic surface like this. So I'm going to go ahead and set and leave it for about 10 minutes before I flip it over and start my glitter. All right, it looks pretty dry now. I went ahead and added another little snowflake because, I don't know, I was feeling a little flaky. So flip it upside down. This is the side I'm going to glue on. I'm going to use my Mod Podge, although any glue will do. I just like the way that this finishes. So you can choose what kind of decoration you want to do. If you want to do swirls or stripes or cover the whole thing, it's really up to you. I'm going to actually cover the whole thing in Mod Podge. I'm going to go ahead and just use my cotton swab here to kind of smear that around. So this is how you could draw things if you'd like. but I just want mine to look like it's in a forest of green glitter because I have just chosen to go with green. You could certainly make it super fancy and do layers if you wanted to go through and add glue for one part and then do one color and then go back after that dries and do glue and add it in another color. Lots of possibilities there. So just see where your creativity takes you while doing this. All right. We don't really need a very thick layer. I actually added probably way more Mod Podge than I needed since I decided to just dump it straight out of the bottle. So that'll do. And it will dry clear, so you don't have to worry about any of that showing. So set my Q-tip applicator off to the side. Open up my glitter here. And I'm just gonna let it sparkle. So I'm gonna kind of maybe a little bit do stripes of colors because I do have 2 different shades of green. So just kind of add a little bit of stripey there. And I'm gonna go back through with my darker one and see if I can kind of get that in between. Ooh, that one really pours. I'm going to grab my other Q-tip that doesn't have Mod Podge on it yet and just tap it around a little so I can kind of control my swirly design. I guess it's not really a swirl, it's just stripes. I don't know, it's making me think about mint cookies of some sort. All right, I'm going to let that dry. I think I'm going to give it just a teeny bit more of the other green because you can never have too much glitter. All right, so now we just let that dry overnight. Tomorrow morning we will shake it off. And you can add another layer of Mod Podge if you want to make sure that the glitter doesn't come off. You can just dump it right on top, and that will help secure the glitter in there so it won't fall off as much. And then we're going to go ahead and assemble our little crystal-y, snowflakey things, whatever order you want. These are completely optional. You do not have to use them, but they are kind of fun. So these work a lot like key rings. They just separate, and then you can just slide whatever you want on. So I'm going to start by adding one of these little kind of spacer crystals. I'm going to imagine that that's going to go on top of my ornament once it's done. And then I'm going to do another spacer. So I think I'm going to do 2 spacers and my snowflake in the middle, and then 2 spacers on top. Except not like that, apparently. Okay. See if I can make it easy on myself and do both at the same time. Aha! Work smarter, not harder. All right, so that'll just end up hooking right on that once it's dry tomorrow. My last one on here. You also have a ribbon that you can tie in that top one for hanging if you'd like, or put on normal ornament hook, or you can use one of the little metals for your hang too. So whichever you desire. But once it's all done, that will be absolutely fabulous. All right, I can't wait to see you tomorrow.